Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well, thank you for joining me again. Beautiful day outside, you can see from the blue sky. So I thought I would do a walk. You know, I had a pretty nice experience earlier I wanted to share with you. I went to my local shop and got some groceries. Walked back over to my car, got in, didn't think anything of it. Just happened to look out my window and there was this lady standing there looking starstruck. So I went down the window, said hello. She introduced herself. I think she had trouble speaking at first. Realised I was a human being like anybody else. And we had a nice conversation about the state of the country. And what the hell one is supposed to do with where we are right now. And it's nice. That's the good bit of YouTube where people come up to you, have a conversation, and you know, you get to meet people who otherwise you'd probably just walk past in the street and not give them the time of day. So it's good. But there's a dark side to all this as well. And I wanted to do a video on this subject, which I've done a couple of times recently, because there's some things going on YouTube right now. Not with me personally, but with others that really bug me. Now, people go on YouTube for different things, different reasons. Me, I just wanted to have a platform so I could talk about things that matter to me and impart a little bit of knowledge and see what you thought. And as a result, we built up a fairly good community here. Now, one of the problems that any YouTuber will experience, and unfortunately there's no getting away from it no matter what you do, is that of trolls, internet trolls. Now, they can come in different forms. They can come in the form of somebody who sits behind an anonymous account with a keyboard in their mother's back bedroom and think that level of anonymity gives them the excuse to be rude and abusive. It can come in the form of somebody with a YouTube channel whose entire content is designed to bash and badmouth and slander the reputation of another person, generally on YouTube. Or you can get those that vehemently disagree with the subject matter so much that you're discussing. Those slanderous remarks and bad mouthing suddenly take a sinister turn. They suddenly take a measure of events that you feel that you need to act upon. One of the most favourite forms of intimidation, and I've had this myself, is where they try and get hold of your address, your personal residence, so they can intimidate you into either disappearing or playing their game. Doesn't work really if you know what to do to protect yourself. Now, years ago when I started YouTube, well, 5 years if you call that years ago, I drew the attention of a particular individual who would not bloody leave me alone. And because I didn't learn the vital lesson straight away that all YouTubers do, I reacted very badly. I lost my temper online. I showed all sorts of reaction, and there lies the mistake. The thing with trolls, they will take whatever action or reaction that comes from you and weaponize it. So let's say I get one of the regular things I get: Andy can't be a taxi driver because he's always recording and editing files, right? Now, I could do a video proving that I am a taxi driver. In fact, it's something I've done in the past many times, and target that individual's comment. But what I'd be doing is wasting my time, because they would twist it, weaponize it, and make something else out of it. I've been told many times I am an agent of the Labour Party. Again, I could prove very easily I'm not, but I'm wasting my time even going there. These are Small examples of petty, narrow-minded, silly comments that will get picked up by any YouTuber any time. It's part and parcel of the game. One thing you have to do is grow a thick skin very quickly. And one of the main things you have to do, publicly at least, is ignore. You know, when you go through the comments section, I probably get about 600,000 to 700,000 comments every single month. Yes, it's to that level. With the best will in the world, it's impossible to moderate all of them. So what you have to do instead is ignore the hate. You know, it does affect you at first. Everybody's human. You read through when you're trying to do a job, the best job you can, and you get these people, these, well, arseholes, when they behave like that, and you think, why? And then you start to take it personally, and then you start to react, and then you start questioning your place on YouTube. And not everybody's cut out for it. You either carry on or you don't. You know, there's YouTubers out there every day that feel bullied and backed into a corner, and they react. And you literally have to have a thick skin. There can't be any other way. You know, if people get too sinister, if they get too libelous, which can happen, then you deal with them privately. You get legal representation, you involve your police force privately. You know, there's stuff that's gone on in the background of my channel. I will never tell you because it's private. You know, that stuff needs dealing with privately, not publicly. Because the more public you make something, the more ammunition you're giving them, the troll, the person who wants to do you harm, cause the material to carry on with their nefarious actions. You know, I come across and I make friends with YouTubers all of the time. And there's a new YouTuber up and coming. I'm not going to name them, and I hope to have them on the channel at some point soon, whose sole purpose of their channel is to literally help people, disadvantaged people. Their cause is a noble one. And they emailed me last night and told me one of the things that they're being accused of by some no-mark troll. Now, all I will say to the no-mark troll is, oi, pack it up. You're really pissing in the wind, barking up the wrong tree, or whatever you want to call it. The problem is, if you do a video reacting directly and showing in any way, despite your best efforts, that you do actually take it personally and ask them to stop, you won't have the effect you think you will. In fact, inevitably, and 9 times out of 10 in my experience, you'll make it worse. What they'll do is take what you say and think, right, okay, how can we twist this? And then they'll just carry on. You can threaten to block them. You can threaten to hide them. But they'll just come back with another account and carry on again. It's a never-ending battle that you're never going to win, and you have to take it on the chin. You have to take it part and parcel. You know, the amount of times I've adjusted my glasses in this video, probably be a troll that comments on that. Who cares? That's the attitude you've got to take. Who cares? There's 2 ways of playing with a troll, or 2 ways of dealing with a troll. You ignore them, or you play with them. But you do it in such a way that you show that they're not winning. You show them that their bullshit doesn't bother you, and you carry on regardless. Because the moment you show a chink in your armour, they'll be all over you like a fly on a blanket. And then anything that you wanted to do, anything that you hope to do, will quickly go by the wayside. Because you'll be consumed with thoughts and hatred and dealing with the individual that's winding you up. And then you'll find that's the direction your channel goes in, and everything's ruined. Just some of my thoughts. I was reminded by a friend that it's all well and good me going on a video and preaching about this, because I did exactly the same thing. Everybody does exactly the same thing. YouTube is a very steep and very mountainous learning curve, and some get it, some don't, and those that do are still here. You know, finishing up, another thing I want to point out too as well is how YouTubers get on with other YouTubers. I'm aware of a situation at the moment that's brewing between different parties. It's going to get messy, I think, and that's where YouTubers from differing backgrounds haven't exactly seen eye to eye. That can happen. And one lesson I learnt, you have to be sure who you're dealing with. Always check social media, what people are saying about them and all the rest of it, because you can quickly find yourself guilty by association. And it's a shame if you don't have anything to do with other YouTubers, because it stunts your growth. And again, they can win with that. More ammo for the trolls. But the long and short of it, Andy's tips: carry on regardless, block and ignore, have fun, and if it gets too bad, deal with it privately, where it belongs. Anyway, I hope that's helped somebody. Hit the like button on this, I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share me on your socials. I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.